many of you want more passive income in your life? Say that's me. All right, now how about we say it like we were actually receiving a whole lot of it? How many of you want more passive income in your life? Say that's me.
That's me.
Excellent. Well, you're in the right place at the right time. All right, and I'm looking to work with 5 people from this event here today in Miami. So great to be here with this weather. I'm from New Jersey, so I left the snow for this. But I'm here looking for 5 people that are serious. How many of you are serious about passive income investing? Say that's me.
That's me.
Great. Well, I'd love to work with you. And how many of you think I might try to sell you something here today? All right. I will not disappoint you, don't worry. But my program, my package is under $1,000, so it's nothing that you have to take a second mortgage out on your home for, so we get that out the way. But before I give you that irresistible offer that you cannot refuse, at the end of my presentation, I'll be giving you a lot of content before that. And I'll be giving you some principles and strategies that will have you thinking outside the box. Outside the what?
Box.
Now, where are my outside the box thinkers? All right, great. I'd love to work with you. Now, who likes free gifts? Anyone? If not, okay, great. For a complimentary special report that I have, which is about passive income investing for 2018, the best type of investments right now, even down to marijuana stocks and cryptocurrencies right now, for a free report, you can text King Raj to 26786. So on your phones, you can write it down, or just text it right now, take out your phone, send a text message to 26786. That's the number. 26786, King Raj. Everyone give it up for Bill Walsh, my mentor right here, founder of Power Team.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Bill. Honored to be on your stage all the time.
You're awesome. Keep it up.
Definitely go to his keynote at 4:30 today and every program that he has. That's why I'm here today speaking to you, because of those programs. So you want to text that to 26786. Also text MIA for Miami to get special free gifts just for you. Sometimes there's free dinners and free lunches that you can attend with workshops, right? So that's great. MIA or King Raj to 26786. Now, they call me King Raj because Raj means king in Hindi. Not that I'm just cocky and confident, right? It means king. It's also my stage name because I sing with the Caribbean band for over 9 years now, so you can look up YouTube videos as well. So Raj means what? King means? Very good. Are we learning already? Excellent. Thank you. Now, before I begin teaching, is it okay to tell you a little bit about my story? And everyone, take out a brand new sheet of paper, and at the top of your paper, just write "Take action now," because I believe all great results happen by taking action, right? Any of you agree? Take action now. Excellent. Everyone know that place? Great. I wish that I could tell you my background started from that, but it didn't. That's in India. My parents are actually from the Caribbean, Guyana and Trinidad, and I was born in New Jersey. That's the family, my sister and I as well. Came from a middle-class family in New Jersey. And my parents, shortly after this picture got taken probably, is when they got divorced. And because of that, money was always an issue. Because anyone that knows a separated household, if one parent makes more money, the other wants more in child support. So because of that, I think sometimes they try to spite each other, right, with not making enough money. And that's what got me started in wanting to find out more about how wealthy people think, and studying mentors, and studying wealth so that my future family and generations to come would never have to have money as an issue. I have a computer science degree from NJCU, a bachelor's degree. I spent 12 years in corporate America in the IT field, so yes, I'm a nerd, I'm a techie guy. And I left the IT field 11 years ago last month, just because of my investments working for me. And I'll be able to share some of that with you today. What I started doing was following mentors, reading books, and attending seminars all about wealth creating wealth, wealth creation. Fortunately, my first year in investing, I was investing in real estate, following seminars and mentors, and I was able to actually profit 100 grand from my first year just in real estate outside of my full-time job. And this is not me as an agent, this is part-time, just spare time, and I made that 6 figures. Because of that, they featured me, come on in, they featured me on an infomercial on TV all throughout the US and Canada. And that was pretty cool to be in my early 20s and have my family and friends see me on TV late at night, right? Especially if you're trying to pick up dates and girls and things like that, that always worked in my favor. From there, I started investing in other companies, and that's when I joined the band, started singing all over the world, doing my passion. I never even knew when I was working at a job that I could entertain people from the stage because I was using a different hemisphere of my brain. So for me to actually entertain and use the artistic side and creative side now, it's amazing to me because I never saw that in my path. And it just shows us how many talents we may have that we don't have the ability to ever develop because we might be working 40, 80, 100 hours a week at a job. Does that make sense? Great. Because if it doesn't make sense, it won't make dollars, right? So it makes sense, yes? Excellent. And that was why I decided to create the M4, or the 4 M's, the Financial Freedom Mastery Program. And this is the most remarkable thing that I have ever created that I'll be sharing a piece of it with you here today. But first things first, I like to start everything I do with being grateful. So just write down on a sheet of paper something that you're grateful for, 3 things that you're grateful for, because there is always something to be grateful for, correct? Any of you agree? Excellent. Come on in, come on in. Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
You can, but the laptop might be in your way. It might be a little hot with this projector, but feel free. You're smart. Free gifts happen in the front, right? You might win a car or something. Not in this room, but another room, you know? It's just a collage of some of the places I travel to. I love to travel. I travel probably every week for the last few years now, going to different places. The best place I've been is Dubai. I love it there. Everything there is the best in the world. How many of you like to travel? Excellent. How many of you would travel more if you could, right? So just imagine being able to travel to these destinations. It's a blessing to me. This is me on stage with my band that's in Minnesota. 5,000 people come out to this event every July. It's fun on stage. I feel like I'm truly living, entertaining crowds and moving them. I wrote a book about a year ago called The Authorities. Here it is with some heavy hitters that are book authors as well. Anyone watch The Secret or read the book? Excellent. I've been a fanatic of it since it came out in 2006, so some of these are my heroes from The Secret. Dr. John Gray, anyone heard of him? He wrote a book called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Kids Are From Hell, something like that. Just kidding. Marcy Shimos as well, from The Secret. Raymond Aaron, New York Times #1 bestseller. And me, right? So these were my heroes, and from one day, it's a beautiful thing when your heroes can actually become your friends and mentors. Is that not great? Some of you may have seen my bookmarks with pictures of me and all these famous people and celebrities. It's great to know some of these people right now, and I'll speak to you more about that. Would anyone like a copy of this book? All right. Let me hear who has the most energy. Whoever wants to take it, take it right now. Here you go. Here you go. You got it because you sat there, and you said that as well. Here you go, sir. Can you pass that, please? What I found is those people that get coached by me get way better results because of the book, because books have things in a very organized fashion and order, because I could be speaking to you about anything, but that's why I like books, right? Because we can always reference it, underline. Isn't it a great thing that we're able to do so? Everyone know Bob Proctor here? All right. Ty Lopez, I went by his home in Beverly Hills, California, $14 million home, just to see if he was the real deal before I started promoting him, and yes, he is. Tony Robbins, you know, great guys like these. Les Brown, Sir Richard Branson. Look at this picture. This actually in the corner is Diddy and Sir Richard Branson at the Playboy Mansion in California. This is about 2 years ago. And remember this picture. I'm taking a selfie with them literally a foot to 2 feet away from me. And I'll show you something why this picture makes so much sense coming up. And also on the top right, Bill Walsh, that's these CDs where he interviewed me for his radio program, The Rainmaker Show, where we talk about how to connect with millionaires and billionaires. Would anyone like to know how to do that? Yeah, all right. Let's see who has some energy. You can come up and grab these. Come up and grab these, come up and grab these. Here you go. if only have a few, right? But here you go, yes, that's for you, that's for you. I like to give free gifts. Believe in giving first, right? So let me know. But one catch. Oh, you came all the way there. Sorry about that. I'll have more gifts, don't worry. Shout it out. Why do you believe most people do not build passive income? Scared? Scared? Okay. Not educated. So lack of education, fear. Fear is the number one thing. First of all, what is passive income? Shout it out. That is perfect, yes. It's the opposite of active income. Active income is where you work for an hour, let's say, and then you get paid for an hour. Passive income means you do the work once, set up that vehicle, that machine, and then you get paid month after month after month. Is that a beautiful thing? So that's passive income. You said they don't know how. They have the wrong mentors, maybe. They don't follow turnkey systems. Lack of education. Another big one that a mentor told me at a young age, he said, Raj, your income will never exceed your self-image. Write that one down. Your income will never exceed your self-image. There were 2 studies in the book, The Magic of Thinking Big, where they had classified ads in a newspaper for a job. And for these 2 jobs, it was the exact same job description, but one was for $50K a year salary, and the other one was for $250K a year. Can you guess what the response was like for those ads? The $50,000 a year ad had 200 times more applicants than the $250,000 a year ad. Same exact ad. Why is that? Self-image too, and fear, right? Sometimes our own self-limiting beliefs don't allow us to believe that we were actually deserving of more income. Excellent. Now, I want you to shout this out. In 2018 right now, with cryptocurrencies, with social media, with the internet, can you tell me what is the best investment you can make right now in 2018? Shout it out. Myself. This is a smart group of people in Miami. I have never had that unanimously. You're a smart group. Yes. Write this down. Warren Buffett, the smartest investor on the planet, says, invest in as much of yourself as you can. You are your own biggest asset by far. Can I get a Excellent. Leave it up. You'll get back to it. You're fine. Don't worry. You can Google it. He has a lot more too. So we spoke about passive income. How many passive income courses do they teach in school? Exactly. Write down your current income annually on your sheet of paper. Underneath that, write down how much of your income is passive. Underneath that, write down how much do you want passive a year from today. Now let me introduce you to the M4 system. Here we go. The first M. On your card here, on the quadrants, for the first M in that first box, you can write down mindset. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you cannot, you are what? It's a mindset thing, right? And I'll go through this pretty quickly because I want to get to the money vehicles with you guys here because you know about this already, clearly since you invest in yourself. But a growth mindset, having that instead of a fixed mindset. Like sometimes people, they say, this is just who I am, this is how I am, right? Versus never wanting to actually grow and get better. Do we know people like that? That have both, that fixed mindset or a growth mindset, whether the glass is half full or half empty. For example, 2 salesmen went into the desert to sell shoes. The first salesman comes back and says, boss, we're not going to make any money selling shoes in the desert. The boss says, why? He says, because no one in the desert wears shoes. The second salesman comes back excited, says, boss, we're going to be rich. Boss says, why? Because no one in the desert wears shoes yet. Right? It's a mindset thing. They say that the pessimist is actually more factual and realistic, but the optimist lives longer and happier. Which would you prefer? And what we teach you in our program when you enroll with us, when we dive into the mindset portion of it more, we teach you the language that investors speak. How many of you know that investors speak a different language? Right? For example, they don't say things like, how much does that cost? They say, what's the ROI? What's the return on my investment? Or think of an example of thinking differently how an investor thinks. If someone has a budget of $1,000 to buy a new sofa, when they go to the actual furniture store, how much do you think they'd spend on a new sofa if their budget was $1,000? Shout it out. 800, 900, wow. You guys are savvy in Miami, apparently. The typical person would actually spend $1,200 because they would go $200 into debt on credit to live beyond their means so that they can have the better updated couch with the USB chargers and so forth, right? But a savvy person now, they would spend $1,000, their actual budget. An investor, what we do instead, we take $750 and buy a vending machine. Then we take $250, buy gumballs for that vending machine. And after 6 months, it would have generated monthly $1,000. Tell them no pepperoni on mine, please. Thanks. It would have generated after 6 months $1,000 a month. So now you can buy that couch. All you did was delay your gratification 6 months. But what do you have now? Month after month after month. Residual increase. Is this making sense? That's what investors do. We're always thinking, how can we do that? How many of you would like to know more of how an investor thinks, right? And another thing I learned, everyone has a financial blueprint, a financial thermostat, if you will, that dictates where their income is. Did you know that? That's why if someone wins the lottery, 2 short years later, statistics show they lose everything because their financial blueprint, their thermostat, is set for where they're at. Then you can have a billionaire like Donald Trump who goes bankrupt and after a short amount of time becomes what again? A billionaire with a B, because his financial thermostat is set for billions. Does that make sense? Yeah. Excellent. So we show you in our program how you can actually identify where you are and how to elevate, how to raise, increase your financial thermostat so that you can start thinking the way multimillionaires and investors think. Does that sound great? Yeah. Sometimes in my program and my coaching clients, they tell me after, let's say, a few weeks, Raj, you know, I'm progressing, just not fast enough. But what they don't realize, progressing slowly is still what? It's still progress. So if you have some passive income working for you more today than you did last month, is that not a great thing? Like Les Brown says, even if life knocks you down, when you fall down, land on your back, because as long as you can look up, you can get up, and every setback is a setup for a comeback. Can I get an oh yeah? Oh yeah. Thank you. I love this crowd. Yeah. Write this down. Successful people have libraries. The rest have big screen TVs. Has anyone ever heard this book, Think and Grow Rich, by Napoleon Hill? Yeah. The foundational book and The Secret. What I recommend, actually read these books every year and highlight with a different color, and you'll be surprised at what different things stand out to you because of who you are at that time. Yeah, that's a powerful, powerful tip I learned from a mentor. And when you join in our program, we have a monthly book that we recommend every month that I get from my mentors when I go to these high-level masterminds as well. But what I love even more than the books itself, I find very helpful, are workbooks. Have you ever seen those where they're workbooks for the books, so now you can actually take notes and it actually has you process things a little differently that stand out so you remember it more? So I love workbooks. Or even audiobooks sometimes. Like people listen to my audiobooks while driving and they say sometimes that's more effective to them if they learn better audibly than actually reading it, right? So it all depends on which way you'd like, but I'm sure all of these are available there as well. Now the second M you can write down in the box, manifestation. Where are my manifestors in the room? Everyone say, I am a manifester. Say, I am a passive income machine. How does that feel? So why don't we do more of it? Right? That's why declarations and affirmations are so important. Does anyone do affirmations now? Excellent. Just to do it throughout the day before you sleep, when you wake up in the morning. Because see how that felt now? It changed your energy. It shifts things for you. So what we teach you in our program is how to manifest the life you desire by these different principles that I've learned from The Secret, and then taking it even further, traveling around the world to different spiritual retreats and mastermind retreats where I learned how to raise my vibrational energy. Have you ever seen someone that people just gravitate towards them? It's something about their energy. And then there's other people where people repel from them because of their energy, right? Yeah. Like my mentor, Bill Walsh, who was just here. He'll speak later today, and people always, they buy his programs, and afterwards say to me, Raj, what was it that I even bought? Because his frequency of vibration is such at a high level, people are attracted to him, and they just want to be around that energy. How many of you would like that for your clients and for your businesses, where people just want to gravitate towards you? I love this type of work, because people think that's why I left the third M in my 4M system is called the money vehicle. So next I'll speak about the actual vehicle's money. But I put mindset and manifestation first because I believe the inner game is what creates the outer game. Does anyone agree? That's why some people lose money so quickly after gaining it, because their inner game wasn't ready for it, right? Their knowledge has to increase before the bank account can increase. Their vibrational energy has to increase first. And I'll teach you some of how to do that today. And when you enroll in our program, we go through a list of even more exercises that can show you how your thoughts actually create your reality. Does anyone believe that, by the way? Okay, excellent. Anyone know who this is? One of the smartest men in the world ever, right? Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. One of the most knowledgeable guys ever said that. Imagination is more important than knowledge. So that's why energy, the law of attraction, affirmations are so important. People that are manifestors don't say, when I see it, I'll believe it. That's what the rest of the world believes, if you're dealing in the physical universe alone. Manifestors believe, when I believe it, then I'll see it. Does that make sense, right? It's a different way of thinking. We go through other visualization exercises that show you how your thoughts create your reality. And I'll demonstrate one here today in 60 seconds. We're going to have some fun. It'll take about 60 seconds, and you'll see this in action. So everyone, please stand up where you are. Take everything out your hands. Have your hands free. Stand up. All right. Now what you want to do is take both of your hands, and on this bottom crease of your wrist, you want to connect both wrists at that actual bottom crease so they line up, and put your hands together. Looks like we're praying in here. Amen. And if you have a taller middle finger than the other middle finger, I want you to take the taller middle finger, that hand, and just drop it to the side. If they're the same size, the tip of your middle finger, then just keep the one of your hands in front of you, drop the other. So once again, you're connecting exactly at that line, put them together, look at the tips of the middle fingers. The one that's taller, you want to drop that hand. So you have the shorter hand in front of you, and if they're the same size, just drop one hand. So you're facing your palm like this. Everyone's doing it? Great. And I want you to focus on the top of your middle finger. And I want you to focus with intention and purpose at the top of that finger. And you feel it stretching and growing and stretching to the ceiling. As you watch it, you feel it physically growing and reaching and growing up towards the ceiling, straight in front of your very eyes. Now connect both wrists again by that same line and put your hands together. And if you notice the change, make some noise and wave up high so I can see. Yeah. Let me see. Who noticed the change? Let me see you. All right, everyone, you can have a seat. Thank you for playing. If you notice the change, just tell me what happened. What happened? Shout it out.
My finger got a little taller.
Your finger got taller from about 30 seconds. You're crazy, miss. Next, who else? What happened?
That finger stood taller.
It stood taller.
It just stood taller because
You guys are something else, Miami. So some of you had it actually physically happen, which is amazing. And for some of you that didn't see a change, it's okay. It just means your vibrational energy is not vibrating at a high enough speed. That means we can work on that, and that's fine, and get you elevated enough so you can actually change things in your life effortlessly. Because that's what I noticed. See, I'm from a Caribbean background. We are hardworking people. Not me, my background, Caribbean, right? Hardworking people, so that's all I knew from everyone in my family. But then I started studying wealthy people, and I realized they don't work hard, they work smart. And the really successful people, it's almost effortlessly because they attract the things to them. They don't forcefully try to make money. It's because they have this down packed. They know how to manifest things in their life and raise their vibrational energy. And it's funny, I have guys ask me all the time afterwards, they say, so Raj, does that work for other body parts too? How many of you have a vision board? Yeah, Cheryl in the back, you got it now. And if you have a vision board, some of you will get that on the way home too. Okay, excellent. This is a great group here. So this is my vision board I'll share with you. And when you enroll in our program, we go through a template, how you can actually set this up as well, even an audio, because if you actually record yourself speaking what's on your vision board, it's even more powerful with your own voice. So we go through that. Yes, that is me in the future, in the very near future, that body. But I've had my book on there. I had a new Benz on here, and I have that now, so now I changed to the Lamborghini. It's great. I had the private jets on there, which I fly private quite often now, so it's been a blessing, and it's just cool to look back, isn't it? For those of you with vision boards, when you see things and you forget that you put it on here, and then you go back a couple years, you're like, whoa, I put that on there, right? It's a beautiful thing. Here's me speaking, Richard Branson and Diddy, so I'll show you that. Here's Ty Lopez, and then I went to his house after, right? So it shows a lot of these things came true, ATM machines, so I'm always updating it. But this picture right here, Sir Richard Branson and P. Diddy, I put this on here about 6 months before I actually met them at that event. And did you notice at the event they were talking to each other, 1 foot away from me? This is what I heard in that moment when I took the selfie. Diddy walked up to Sir Richard Branson, they both came together, and he said, Mr. Branson, my name is Sean Combs, and I just want to say I love what you and your foundations are doing for the world. Thank you. I heard that 1 foot away. So that's the first time these 2 billionaires are ever meeting in time and space in this world. I was there, and look at where I had that on my vision board. And they're together. When I was leaving California from that event in the airport, I almost dropped my phone because I had this vision board as my wallpaper on the phone, the background. And when I saw them together, I almost dropped my phone because I was like, so I think that I had something to do with my vision board with them meeting there the first time. I don't know, call me crazy, but I'd rather be crazy and have these laws of the universe work for me. Is that okay? Excellent. Crazy story when you have vision boards, I tell you. The third M, write that in the quadrant, the money quadrant. This is where I'll talk about the money vehicles that I've used successfully. Say, Rod, show me the money. Excellent. First, when I started, I told you, which most people know about, is real estate, but people tell me all the time, real estate cannot be passive income. It takes a lot of work. That's true if you don't know better, but then when you know better, you do better. Then I found out as a hard money lender, I could do real estate projects where I loan people money for the real estate projects, and they pay me a high interest rate, and it's backed by the property if I lose out, so I gain the property, which they don't want because the property is worth more than the project, and I don't have to deal with contractors, I don't have to deal with painting. It's all done by those project leads. They just want the cash. Does that sound good? Excellent. Then I went on to ATM machines. How many of you hate ATM surcharges? I love them. They feed my family and me, right? Because as the ATM owner, you get to keep 100% of the surcharge. So most people don't know that individuals like you and I can actually own ATM machines. They think you have to be, the banks want you to think you have to be a financial institution to own one. Not true. Because now you're their competition, literally. So they don't like you to have these. So that's also another thing why coaching is important and following a system where people have done things before so you don't find out the hard way. Because I did, actually. And I found out that banks don't want you to have ATM machines. So there's certain things, processes you have to do to actually have them so you're in legal compliance. So it's good to know those things as well. But as an ATM owner, you get to keep all of it. And I have some friends, whenever I pick them up to hang out, they always have to stop at an ATM machine before we go hang out. So guess which one I take them to? How many of you would like to be the bank? Say, I'm the bank. I'm the bank. Excellent. It's a beautiful thing. And what we do is we host an evening event where we go through these passive income vehicles. We pick one vehicle and we do it for that 3-hour evening. And it's been very successful. And I actually have one of my most successful students that teach that. He's not as successful with me as in all the vehicles, but definitely has a great business from it and is successful, so we do those workshops as well. I work with a company that does website flipping as a business. So just like people buy a regular business like a mechanic shop that's generating income already, then they buy it cheap on sale, they put their special things into it, and then it generates more income, and then they can sell it or keep it. The same thing with websites. Work with a company where they buy websites on sale that are generating income already as a business, and then what they do, they put their their back-end SEOs and programming into it and affiliate marketing and all of that. And then you have the choice after 60 to 90 days when it's generating even more revenue. Now you can collect the check month after month after month, just like rent. Or you can sell that website like any other business because it is an actual tangible asset, just like real estate, except it's on the internet. So these things got me thinking differently. I never heard people speaking like that. I didn't learn this stuff in school, right? They don't teach you about flipping websites. Does anyone here know about Forex? Excellent. The foreign exchange currency market. So Forex is like stocks on steroids because stocks typically move in one direction until the market changes, and then it moves in another direction. And I have a great program for that as well. With the Flipping Wall Street guys, that's part of my package as well with stocks where they automate the whole thing for you. But stocks in general, it moves slowly until the market changes, then it moves slowly again in the opposite direction. The Forex market is traded the same way like stocks, but every second it literally goes up and down like this. And because of that volatility, that's why it's so much more profitable and traded so much more. If you don't know, Google it, you'll be amazed. But people don't want you to know that. Your brokers, because they don't get paid as much as in stocks when you make a trade. Whereas in stocks, they might get paid for every trade $5 or so average. With Forex, it's pennies. So why would they want to tell you about this? And that's why it's the largest traded currency in the world. The largest trading financial market in the world is Forex. So you'll be shocked when you look at it. And I work with a company with Forex where on your phone, you can just copy and paste from their alerts when you get it and paste it into your broker program, and that's it. So you get it from the master alerts. You don't have to do the calculations yourself. I mean, our phones cost a lot of money for us, right? These phones nowadays, $1,000 or so, right? How about it start making money for us? This is called a cash machine. I love looking at my cash machine because you can monitor your Forex. You can copy and paste. You can see the trades going in. Or if you wanted to mirror with the traders, now you don't even have to copy and paste. It could just automatically on the back end get set up, so every trade they do, it automatically does it to your account. You just set how much you want every trade to do. So that's a beautiful thing. And with the ATM machines, you can log into an app on your phone and monitor how it's doing as well. Yeah, you could say that. Can everybody say wow? Wow? I love it. I love looking at my phone, so have your phone make money for you, right? And IP, intellectual property. How many of you have intellectual property? Okay? How many of you do not? It was a trick question. Everyone has intellectual property because we have all been through certain experiences and challenges that we've overcome in our life at some point that we can now help someone else not go through that same situation. Does everyone agree? So that's our intellectual property. It's up here. We just have to figure out ways to monetize that. And if we're serving people and helping them, it's a great thing. So we go through in our program how you can actually do that. I've done it with my book. That's what that is. I've done it with CDs, even my music videos and my music CDs with the band. Every time those are sold online, I get royalties from it, whether it's digital or physical copies as well. But we tell you how you can actually do your own training videos, put them on YouTube for free in a private link, and now you can have a membership site where you can have people subscribe to it, pay a monthly fee, and if you have a lot of people doing that, your income can go up just by doing that for fairly nothing to record. I mean, nowadays you don't even need to go in a studio to record these training videos. So many people, look at Ty Lopez, started with his iPhone just like this, doing it, walking, you know? So as long as your content is good, then you have people doing that. No pizza on mine, don't forget, thanks. So that's your intellectual property. Does anyone have training videos now that they do? It's great if you get into it. You could actually do webinars, and we show you how you can automate it so it looks like you're live, but it's actually recorded and it's pre-recorded and it goes any frequency you want. It could be 3 times a day. A lot of these webinars, have any of you ever watched a webinar? Many of them you think are live, they're not. They're just automated every single day, different hours, and it just looks like it's live and it's set. And if questions come in, you can get text messages or you can have an assistant just replying to the questions or not even show up the real questions because it just has, when you did it once live and recorded it, those questions in there. So a lot of these things, now you're seeing how people all around us have been making money from us and profiting, and now we can do the same and automate it ourselves. What I like also from training videos, when I even get people's webinars and so forth, is when you have flash drives where you can download it, so then you don't have to be online and connected, or you could be on a flight and just pop it into your computer on a flash drive. And even without the training videos, when they come with transcripts, have you seen that as well? So you get the transcription of it. So now for people that maybe want to read as well, or want to remember the information, retain it more, now you look at the transcripts of it as well. So it's like a book that you're reading. Or there's the workbooks that I mentioned as well, where it retains even more. So you can do all of that with your own intellectual property as well, as MP3s and audiobooks too. And when you enroll in our program, we go through 5 more ways that you can have passive income working for you, especially now with cryptocurrencies, that is, how you can trade that and profit from it as well, and 4 more others besides that. Is this good info?
Yeah.
Excellent. An error has occurred. All right, guys, please put your phone on silent if you can. Napoleon Hill said, no problem, it happens. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, right? Here's the 4th M, the last M that you can write down in the quadrant, mastermind groups. Now, can anyone tell me what a mastermind group is? Just shout it out. No. Just kidding, absolutely right. She said a group that gets together and works on goals and dreams. Yes. Napoleon Hill's definition from Think and Grow Rich says, a mastermind group is when 2 or more minds come together for one common purpose. A third mind is created. That third mind, like a third eye, is a mastermind. And what happens is people sometimes sit in a hot seat, and then you have extremely successful people around them, all giving them feedback on how they can grow their business and overcome their challenges because they've been there before, and how they can play at a higher level. Because a lot of times we're just thinking too small. If we thought bigger, they say it's the same to attract in your life $100 or $1 million. If you can raise your vibrational energy enough and think bigger enough and not have those self-limiting beliefs that you deserve it, you can do that. So mastermind groups have allowed me to do that. With that, you have the power of elevated thinking, the power of association. Everyone write down on a piece of paper $100,000. Just write down the digits, $100,000. Underneath that, write down $1 million. What's the only visible difference between those 2 numbers? 1 0. 1 0. That's something I learned from a mastermind group, one of my first ones, and it just shocked me because we put so much energy and emotion and emphasis on the difference of $1 million, like this big thing sometimes, but successful people, they don't. They actually just see it's like numbers, zeros on a paper. They don't get emotionally attached to that number. So that's all it is. So try to remember that. Just add a 0. That's it. No emotion to that. Mastermind groups help you to avoid challenges in advance. I like them because they also develop your why, and your why is so important because they say when your why is big enough, the how doesn't even matter, right? And to identify your goals. That's why I also like having a coach or a business mentor. It allows you also to have an action plan and people hold you accountable because you meet with this group. It might be on a weekly basis, quarterly basis, or an annual basis. Right? So I do my mastermind retreats as well, sometimes they're in exotic destinations, and I love going to masterminds. I used to be a seminar junkie for like 20 years, and now as of the last 5 years or so that I found out about mastermind groups, now I'm a mastermind junkie, because every time I go, my income goes up exponentially. It's unbelievable what you learn, because it's a lot higher level information. It's not what you would get at a normal entry level seminar. Does that make sense? Okay, great. So my first one, they can be quite costly, was 18 grand for that year for the mastermind. So it was a lot more than I wanted to invest in it, but then my income that next year went up about 3 times because of that. So was that a good investment for me? But it was taking that risk, right? So sometimes they cost a lot, but what I've also learned is when you pay for something, you pay more attention. And if you pay a lot, you pay more attention, right? So that's why I recommend everyone have a coach, hire a coach. Some people say, well, Raj, my family member kind of coaches me, or my friend does something like that. No, you get what you pay for. Do you agree? Because if you give someone your money for a service, they are now financially obligated to help you deliver on that service if they're a good person. And that's what I like. I like when people are obligated to want my success, sometimes even more than my own success, than I want it, right? So that's what I love about mastermind groups. And what I found even for the coaching calls with my mentors, that, sometimes if it was only a half an hour, it's just not long enough. But then 2 hours is too long. It's like information overload. So 1 hour was just the perfect time for a coaching call, because it's not too much or too little. And what I've also found going to events, even like this, or if you go to another workshop or a seminar, what I like is when they have a guest pastor, if you have someone with you, because now, how many of you are here with someone today? Anyone? Great. You have that support system as well, because you have someone else that saw the same thing you did, and you can relay that information back and forth. Anyone know this guy? Bill Walsh, the founder of Power Team. His face is everywhere, right? One of the main guys putting this whole event together. He says, if you are looking for a great trainer in the area of passive income and living life to the fullest, I would highly recommend Raj Singh and the programs offered by his firm. Pretty cool testimonial from the big guy himself, right? Here's my personal why. To give back. In my culture, we also believe that hands that serve mankind are holier than lips that pray. Hands that serve mankind are holier than lips that pray. When I was working at a job 40, 80, 100 hours a week, I could not leave like I do now for weeks every year at a time, consistently every year, to go to third world countries and actually help out in some way. Volunteer efforts, medical missions, or entertain them, go to the orphanages or battered women's shelters, and go with my band or go myself and do the groundwork. So that's for me. How many of you would like to help more people as well and do something like that, charity work? If I showed you how to make more passive income, would you give a portion of that back to some charity or local cause? How many of you would do that? Absolutely. All right, great. You're the type of people I want to work with. All right, now I'm getting to the end of my presentation. Here are the M4 results you will get by this program. First one, alarm clock. How would you like to sleep and wake up when you're finished sleeping? I do. I do every day, trust me. Matter of fact, when I was in corporate America, I used to start 6 a.m. my shift. I had an alarm clock, no kidding, because I had such a problem. I'm not a morning person. So I had an alarm clock connected to a wire that has a vibrating pad that you put underneath the pillow, so it shocks you, literally shocks you awake. Is that any way to live? I literally came from that. But this means the most to me. That's what I define success as, family time. It's when someone flies in, a friend or a family member into town, they can call me that day and say, hey, I'm here, do you want to hang out? And I don't have to ask another man or woman for permission.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still single, so I don't have to ask a woman either for permission, right? But that's what I define success, and any of my friends or family knows that. That's what I love to do, and just pick up and go and spend time with them. So that's what means the most to me. And like I said, yes, I travel in private jets now because of going to masterminds and seeing people that play at that level. And I don't say that to impress anyone, but impress upon you, if this Jersey City public school kid could do it, anyone else could do it way more than me. And when you enroll in our program, I'll even show you how you can fly private for cheaper than business class. It's so great. It's so many things, but you only know what you know. And the people that know sometimes keep it to themselves, right? Well, I'll share some of that with you as well. How many of you would like to change your zip code? Right, that's here. GOOD, get out of debt. Right, how about that? Most people want multiple streams of income, but they have multiple streams of debt. Right, it's sad, but it's true. We show you how to increase your cash flow, increase your quality of life, the ability to give back, quality time with quality people, which I said is biggest for me. Now, what's included? Here we go. The Financial Freedom Mastery Program. You get online access to my videos where I go into more depth in all 4 quadrants, the 4 M's. That's a value of $297 online. And I love videos online because you don't have to be somewhere at an event like this. You could be in your home or in your car, anywhere, if you're parked up, and just watch these videos, and you don't have to dress a certain way or anything. You could be in pajamas, right? So I love training videos, so we have that option here. We have a live event that I said is an evening for about 3 hours, and the next one is coming up April 30th in Chicago, and that's a value of $997. And what we do, we go into while you're actually there at the event, setting up that passive income vehicle for you. So you leave there, it's done for you, you have it set up, all your questions are answered, we get it all done there. So you start actually making that passive income now. Everyone just imagine you had more passive income working for you. Imagine if your monthly income right now became your weekly income. How does that feel, and how would that do different in your life? Or imagine if your annual income became your monthly income, right? It's happening all around us. What I'll give everyone here today as the VIP bonus, so I normally don't offer this, is a guest ticket to the live event, because having someone there to support you is important. So you actually get that included, a guest ticket, and you can sell it if you want as well. So some people do sell it for the $9.97, so they actually make money before even coming to the program right away. Exactly. And you get a 1 hour, the perfect time, VIP coaching session with someone from my team, which is a $500 value as well, where we'll go over what you have already and which passive income do you want to develop. Total package valued at almost $3,000. Today only, take action price, $997. I said it would be under 1,000, right? So I'm in integrity there. And we have a 100% success rate for everyone that has actually applied what we say. It's easier than you think. You can actually have passive income working for you a lot quicker than you think. But you know what? I really love this place. I love this crowd. And I actually want to do something special for you guys in Miami. I could tell from even the people I met at my vendor table downstairs. You guys think differently. I'm from New Yorker. It's a different mindset. But I definitely want to work with more of you guys. So I have a special for the first actual 5 people that do sign up. And I'm going to change this around. So for anyone that actually signs up today, this is only for today. When? Today. Only for today. Forget the, what I'll do is forget the evening event. Instead of 3 hours on one passive income vehicle, I'm actually going to do, it'll be an all-day event, and we're going to cover every single one of them, and you can have any of them in detail or multiple of them and set them all up one day. So it will be all day, a full day on that day. Instead of the evening, they don't even know this in the back, we're going to do all day and set that up instead. So it'll be about an 8 to 10 hour day, and we could set all of that up. How does that sound for the same thing? Because I want you to have it. Once you have it, you'll want more and more of it, and you'll get more and more of it, right? So we'll do that. And what I'm also going to do for Miami, the 1 hour VIP coaching session with someone from my team, I'll actually do that with you guys. So don't tell anyone else outside of Miami, but I'll do that session with you guys over the phone as well. We'll have that coaching session as well. And for the first 5 people, I do have more books for you, so you can get a signed copy of the book. But also, this cool device here is a flash drive, if anyone's seen this. It's like a credit card flash drive. And I believe that people should also have it accessible. I love when I have things downloaded already. On this flash drive, you have the entire videos set that's online in your training, but you have them all here as well as the book, the audio book, the Kindle version of the book, the ebook. You have all the transcriptions from the videos as well. You have the scripts and the workbooks. So that's all on these. I only have 5 of these, so that's as well. You can get that. And we have a special workshop tomorrow. This is for everyone here, even without signing up for the program. You all get this as a free gift for staying to the end, so thank you. But Bill Walsh will be doing a workshop tomorrow. I'll be speaking there as well as some other great speakers. It's tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and it's free for you. Just come and get one of these tickets if you want, and you can also bring a guest, okay? And for the 5 people that want to sign up in the program tomorrow, there'll be a VIP breakfast before this. I have 5 tickets for that as well, where you can get a free breakfast included. Did you learn something today? All right, and that's it. Thank you.